venue here, Steve Kim.
Yeah, absolutely. And this has been a venue for boxing for about the past 15 to 20 years. Been a big day of boxing internationally, and we capped things off here in the capital of Las Vegas, really the capital of boxing in the United States. Should be a very fun night, Beto.
It will be. You see Valadez on your screen. His opponent, the undefeated Blair Cobbs, who fought a couple weeks ago in Los Angeles. He has a lot of personality, runs around a lot. Was training with Bones Adams recently. The Las Vegas native gets to fight in his backyard as we open up the broadcast for you around the world. Our ring announcer tonight, the one and only Mark Frotto.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the joint at the Hard Rock here in the fight capital, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Golden Boy Boxing on Facebook Watch. Our opening bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the super welterweight division. It's brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and is presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Casa Mexico Tequila. It's in the taste. Tonight's bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Anthony A. Marnell III. The commissioners, Stacy Alonso, Christopher Alt, Robert McBaith, M.D., and Dallas E. Hahn. The executive director is Bob Bennett. Your doctors at ringside this evening, Anthony Ruggierioli, M.D., Al Campagna, M.D., Ramondo Leon, M.D., and Vicky Mazzorana, M.D., and your timers this evening, Jim Cavan and Steve Mazzagatti. The judges here in the opening contest are Chris Flores, Patricia Morris-Jarman, and Ricardo Ocasio, and controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Jay Nady. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 147 1/2 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 5 victories against 4 defeats, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Wearing white this evening and hailing from Agua Prieta, Sonora, Mexico, and Douglas, Arizona, please welcome Emmanuel Valadez. His undefeated opponent fights across the ring out of the red corner. He weighed in at 146 1/2 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 9 victories, 0 defeats, and 1 draw, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Wearing gray with black and representing Las Vegas, originally from the fighting city of Philadelphia. Please welcome Blair, the Flair Cobbs.
Fighters come center.
6 rounds will be my commands. Good luck. Touch gloves now. Let's go to work.
Third man in the ring, Jay Nady, as we get ready to go for Cobbs and Valadez, our opening bout. Thanks for watching all over the world. Beth Duran, Steve Kim, is this one scheduled for 6 rounds from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, The Joint. A lot of concerts have been played here over the years. You see some of the who's who in the music industry. Now a chance for the young fighters to make some noise of their own. Cobbs, the southpaw. Marcelo says originally from Philadelphia, now living and training in Las Vegas. Valadez from Arizona. That veteran will take a fight on 2 days' notice, a day's notice. He usually gives opponents quality, as you would say, Steve, professional resistance.
Yeah, and Blair Cobbs is coming out like he has plans for dinner tonight. He's coming out of the gate very quickly. One note about Emmanuel Valadez. Turned pro in 2013 at 125 pounds, just under the featherweight limit tonight. This is a welterweight contest. You can just look by the frames. Blair Cobbs looks like the much more muscular, bigger fighter.
And Cobbs fought on the 6th of July in Los Angeles, went the distance with a very rugged veteran, and Juan Garces was 28-20 going into that fight. Blair, the Flair Cobbs is the nickname he goes with. There's some blood from the nose of Valadez here in the first. In his last outing, Cobbs went the distance. Didn't exactly look the sharpest. against an opponent who wasn't really willing to trade with him. But I've heard from people around him and just in the business that he's a kid in Vegas who has a lot of style, a lot of flair, but it's when you get tested we can find out who they are.
Well, coming out of the gate here, he's been very, very assertive and lands a good straight left hand right down the middle. Get the sense, though, he wants to make a bit of a statement tonight. He is facing a naturally smaller guy.
And somebody who's going to stand there for you and get tagged as he gets hit again, Valadez.
Yeah, and Valadez has been stopped 4 times, so he does have a track record of being drilled, being buzzed, and being counted out. You know, when you matchmake a fighter like Cobbs, sometimes you want to create the illusion, not only with the public or with the press, also with the fighter. You want to be able to develop a certain amount of confidence. So as you get a guy some victories, once in a while, you want to throw in a fight where they're going to look really, really good and they start to psychologically gain a little bit of confidence within their own skill set. That truly is the art of developing and nurturing a young boxer.
In control of this round, landing the bigger shots. Looking good in the opening round. For Blair and the Flair Cobbs, the southpaw. Prince Ranch Boxing is where he works out of. Blair Cobbs in the opening round at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas.
And Blair Cobbs came out of the gate very quickly, asserting himself, throwing hard, fast punches like that left hand right down the throat. Probably the most aggressive stance that we've taken or seen from Cobbs in our 3 or 4 outings that we've seen from him in 2018. Generally likes to work his way into a fight. This one, certainly fighting off the front foot immediately right off the bat.
He's been super aggressive, a bit wild is Cobbs. Lunging and he drops Valadez. Blair Cobbs. He said he wants to make a statement coming out, and he's doing that here in the second.
Beto, I like to say often, it's not if you win sometimes, it's how you win. And when you're facing a guy that started his career as a featherweight and all 4 of his losses are of the knockout variety, I think there's a certain expectation, not only from the fighter, but within the management. If we set it up for you, your job is to knock him down.
5 KOs for Blair Cobbs in his young career. Valadez took this fight 2 days ago. He's actually scheduled to fight in August in Arizona, where he resides. And here he is under a swarm from Blair Cobbs. Breathing deep is Valadez. Blood all over his face now. All red. Now the body shots. Going back on the ropes. He's all off balance. And Blair Cobbs just pushing back Valadez. A lot of heart from the Mexican Valadez. But Blair Cobbs is trying to finish it here in the second.
J-Nady starting to look in, and he waves it off.
A second round stoppage for Blair Cobbs. Valadez walks back to his corner, breathing really deep as an onslaught from Blair Cobbs in the corner. And there you see a very excited Flair Cobbs gets his 10th victory in a 6 KO.
Yeah, and Cobbs tonight certainly fought with a purpose. Came right out of the gate in round number 1, understanding what he had in front of him. Played the role of the bully, bigger, stronger, faster, and also quicker off the trigger. And I think this is the type of victory where, again, you want to psychologically get your guy into the habit of winning, but also winning in dominant fashion. In many respects, though, a lot of these victories aren't so much about the fighter, but the matchmaking. So for Blair Cobbs, it's a way for him to kind of create that mojo, create some momentum, and to move forward on in his career.
Valadez loses for the 5th time in his career. These are the kind of guys that boxing needs, the young guys who are willing to take a fight on a day's notice, on 2 days' notice, and fighting at a weight division that's not necessarily theirs, but they're going to be there. Give him credit for stepping in there. And he saw a very focused Blair Cobbs today, because he didn't look this way the last time we saw him at the Blasco in early July, where he went the distance against a savvy veteran. He dropped them early in the fight, then in the second round, Steve.
And Beto, I thought Blair was very sharp tonight, very, very focused offensively, and again, didn't have a lot of resistance in front of him facing a smaller guy that had been stopped before. But I don't recall Blair Cobbs punching on his front foot so aggressively. In fact, Kirio actually oversteps his stride a little bit. Footwork's going to have to be cleaned up. But again, sometimes you develop a puncher just by giving them guys that could knock over, and he certainly did that tonight. And as for Valadez and the role he plays in boxing, as you said, Beto, there's an old phrase, even the world, they all need ditch diggers.
He said it. He was bullying him, like running around, never gave Valadez a chance to breathe at all. This is how the fight ended in that corner.
Valadez was certainly game at the end. I have to give him a lot of credit. Didn't go gently into the night, but certainly outgunned and out-physicaled from the very onset of this contest.
Another angle from the replays. Good job by the guys at the truck getting that. And just attack them. That's what you want to do too, right, Steve? You don't want to let these guys hang around.
Listen, you never know what could happen. You could win a fight 4-0 and clash heads, and then you get cut and you're out for 3 months. Now, looking at Blair Cobbs technically, his footwork really needs to be focused in on being able to slide his front foot and then moving aside with him with his back foot. He seems to overstride at times and other times be stuck in cement. But again, he's a relatively young fighter, even though he's 28. This is just, his 11th professional bout. It's still very much a work in progress.
Originally from Philadelphia, now living in Las Vegas, Blair Cobbs opens up our broadcast for a second-round stoppage. Mark Prado is inside the ring with the microphone ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Jay Nady, calls for a halt to the action. Your official time, 1 minute, 52 seconds in round number 2. Your winner by TKO and still undefeated from Las Vegas and Philadelphia, Blair, the Flair Cobbs.
10th win, a 7th stoppage, and afterwards, takes the gloves off. He's still shadowboxing, Steve. Still fired up.
Yeah, and you could joke maybe he got more resistance there than he did during the round and a half that he was in tonight. But again, sometimes when you do what you're supposed to, you could move forward from that. So Blair Cobbs, and the one thing I did notice about him when we saw him at Velasco Theater a couple of times, didn't seem to have a lot of confidence. And I think there may have been a decision made by his management, let's develop that confidence. Now, sometimes, based on the matchmaking, it can be a mirage, but you got to be able to bring situations to your fighters where they start to develop a little bit more confidence in themselves.
You got to take the picture in the ring after the victory. It is 2018. You got to